not been announced yet, but that was the target. That was the qualifying time for the last European Championships. We're expecting qualifying times to come up in a couple of months' time, probably around the August-September time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's announced as that sort of time. Just a reminder, Germany the defending champions. But Great Britain and Northern Ireland have had a terrific record in this race in recent years, winning the team title on no less than 5 of the last 7 occasions prior to today. Big question mark we have is how good a form is Alina Ray in at the moment. Well, she had some very good early season outings, including a good 68:42 half marathon in Seville. But at the German 10,000 meter championships in Mittweida recently, could only finish 5th. Ray, of course, fantastic competition record in the younger age groups. And it is Ray who's tracking Ukrainian Zinenko at the moment. So Ray, who finished second last year, in second place at the moment, leading the way. Valeria Zinenko. Zinenko 4th 12 months ago when we were back in Passé, and already the field is rather strung out. Kofieva, Meyer, so it's Ukraine, Germany, and then Eva Dietrich in 4th. Magdes Waldo. Really good personal best of 2:26:34 in the Hamburg Marathon back in April. So she's in shape. So, after 2 laps, 800 metres in 2:33 unofficially. Let's see what the time is through 1 kilometre. It's coming up to the kilometre point. So Zinenko and Ray pushing the pace between them at the moment. 3:11.
The red wavelength is on 32:30.
So 31:45 pace roughly at the moment as they come through to complete the 3rd lap. 3:49. So good pace at the moment between Ray and Zinenko. Well, Zinenko's already run 10,000 metres this year. She won the Ukraine National Championships in Uzhgorod back in April in 32:24. Has a personal best of 31:55. Well, that time came in the European 10,000 metres final last summer in Munich when she finished 7th. There's already a 25-metre gap between the leading pair and the rest. Well, Alina Ray at this stage looking as though she's had no ill effects of that race, which was a below par race, I think has to be said, about a month ago. She could only finish 5th in the German National Championships. Did have a good outing on the track over 3,000 metres. 8:55 in a mixed competition a week or so after that. But at the moment it's Zinenko and Ray battling at the front. Kofieva, easy to spot with those sunglasses. It's bright out there, but she's probably one of the few athletes who's actually wearing sunglasses this evening. Still quite warm out there. At the moment, no doubt at all, it's the Germans well in the lead in terms of the team competition. And Ukraine in second place. So Alina Ray suggesting to Zinenko that she does a bit of the work. Ray moving out to the second lane, then just tucking in behind Zinenko. And of course, well, she finished one place behind Zinenko in that Munich 10,000 metres last summer. She was the European Under-23 champion over this distance in 2019. I remember watching her win that gold medal when we were in Gävle in Sweden. And we're back later this summer with the European Age Group Championships, and of course there will be live streaming through the European Athletics YouTube channel. First of all, we have the European Team Championships coming up later this month when we go to the Slaski Stadium in Silesia for the European Athletics Team Championships, which will see all three divisions contested over the course of a week between the 20th and 25th of June. July 14th to the 17th of July, we have the European Under-23 Championships in Espoo in Finland, and then in August the European Under-20 Championships in Jerusalem, venue for the European Under-18 Championships last year, and we are back in Israel this summer once again. And there'll be live streams of all those championships on the European Athletics YouTube channel. And of course, there'll also be, just like there is tonight, live results on the European Athletics website, www.european-athletics.com. So you can keep bang up to date with every single result, including detailed analysis of each of these races tonight. Well, Ray still striding out in front, Zinenko shadowing her, and then more than 50 metres back to the pack, led by Dominika Meyer and Eva Dietrich, the two Germans. Now Ray starting to work hard as well. Quick glance behind to see where Zinenko is, and Zinenko's drifting back. So 7 laps completed, 18 to go, in around 8:55 for Ray. And Ray is starting to pull away. Well, just like last year when we saw Yasmin Chan pull away from Ray, Ray is doing the same to Valeria Zinenko. And Ray really just picking up her stride, moving so smoothly. Well, she was disappointed with finishing back in 8th at last year's European Championships, especially after she got a bronze medal in 2018.
Which means that she would be on a 31-32nd pace.
C'est exactement ça, la Wavelight vert qui est en train d'être rattrapée par Alina Ray, qui est sur les bases donc de 31-30. Et pour celles qui sont au niveau de la Wavelight rouge, comme le
Dietrich,
rouge du peloton qui passe à l'instant sur la
Maya leading the pack. Waldo up there as well at the moment. Waldo, as I said, really good outing at the Hamburg Marathon when she set a personal best of 2:26:34. Zinenko now in no man's land. 30 odd meters between Zinenko and Ray up in the front, and then 50 meters back to the chasing group. Still quite a big group of women in that chasing group.
à la poursuite de cette Wavelight basée sur 31-30. L'an passé, elle avait terminé deuxième de cette Coupe d'Europe. Derrière Yasmine Khan, elle avait couru en 32-39. Elle est sur les mêmes 31-39, pardon, elle est sur les mêmes bases cette année.
See there, chasing group now with Waldo up front and Dietrich, the tall figure with the ponytail of Dominika Maya, just a little bit further back. Also up there on the curb, Mora Stuartova. Stuartova, as I said, memorably set a national record in this race last year, 32:08.
Et l'autre française, Mélanie Allier, bien cachée dans ce groupe, bien à l'abri du vent, qui est sur des très très bonnes bases pour pulvériser.
So Ray, well, she does like to get out in front and run her own race.
Le 22 avril sur cette même piste et qui
And this is what she's doing here. Zinenko now, 40 odd meters back. But then there's about a 60-meter gap. It's almost 70 meters to the big group behind her. The big group not really making much of an impression on Zinenko. If anything, they're looking around at each other just a little bit. And Waldo got to the front. There hasn't been much of an increase in pace. The women behind her are going to have to start moving, are going to have to start working a little bit faster and better to haul in Zinenko. Zinenko's just too good a runner to wilt. Now Stuartova to the front.
The chasing group led by the Czech. The athlete from Czech Republic, Moira.
Well, Stuartova finished 40th in the European Championship Marathon last year as the best of 2:29, but probably hasn't realised her potential yet over that distance. She's coming back to the roads.
Alina Ray, toujours devant sur un chrono quasiment en dessous.
So just a sip of water for Karasu, the Turk, also part of that big chasing pack who are dueling for third place at the moment, but it's still Alina Ray with 14 laps to go, who's just carrying on almost metronomically, battling her way around the Stade Chasseboeuf. Zinenko now 65 meters back. And then another 65 meters back to the chasing group as Alina Ray goes round Lisa Zahn. First runner to be lapped, the Slovenian. Stuartova, Dietrich, Meyer, Waldo, Karasu. Those are the women in third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh at the moment. See the yellow singlet of Prokofieva tucked in there as well towards the back of that leading group.
Elle va être à 13 tours de l'arrivée. C'est-à-dire que dans 200 mètres, on va atteindre la mi-course.
Hannah Irwin, just looking a bit tired at this stage. Hasn't run a 10,000 metres, but last year she was a 32:25 performer.
Valeria Zinenko, l'Ukrainienne, elle sur des bases de 31, 50, quasiment en dessous de 32.
And it's still a Lena Ray in front.
Stewart-Kova, elle achète devant Dietrich et Mayer, les deux Allemandes. Toujours la présence dans ce groupe aux avant-postes de Mendes-Vodou. La très belle course également de...
So 5,000 metres in 15:50 exactly. You don't need to be a great mathematician to work out that that's going to be 31:40 pace. So good effort from Alina Ray at the moment. Well, about 20 seconds outside her best. Perhaps tonight's not the night for her best, but there's only ever been one German winner at the European 10,000 metres cut before in the women's races. Sabrina Mokenhout. Mokenhout winning back in 2005.
12 laps to go.
And it's looking at this stage as though it's going to be Germany first in the individual race and first in the team standings. Dietrich and Meyer working hard together, swapping in front of the leading pack as Ray goes round another of the lapped runners. It's Allier of France. There's Zinenko, now 80 metres back. But the chasing pack so far hasn't really made any inroads into the gap between themselves and Zinenko. Maya looks as though she's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Once again, that pack has been strung out. With Alina Ray just carrying on, running so quickly. So Alina Ray doing a really good job out on her own. Just a reminder, 15:50 at 5k. That puts her on course for 31:40 pace.
Mélanie Allier qui tente actuellement de s'accrocher à ce groupe à 11 tours de l'arrivée.
Allez, un arrêt, la balle allemande au niveau de la rivière de Stiep qui mène avec presque 100 mètres d'avance. C'est la très grande...
So now the gap between Ray and Zinenko, as Ray just looks over her shoulder, there isn't anyone there. They haven't even entered the home straight yet. Zinenko 90 metres back. Meyer and Dietrich leading the pack as they've done before. They haven't made any inroads into Zinenko as well. Zinenko still running well in second place, but a long way behind Ray. It's about 90 metres back, but from this woman, Valeria Zinenko, to this group led by Meyer and Dietrich, the two Germans. Now Meyer just moves over into the second lane, inviting Eva Dietrich to come through and take a bit of the burden of making the pace at the front. Waldo in 5th place at the moment. Valeria Zinenko running a very solitary race in second place at the moment. as Waldo goes to the front.
Zinenko qui accélère.
Alina Ray though. This group now starts to get ever more detached from Zinenko.
31:48 is the pace right now for her, but she's alone leading the race. Varia Zinenko, the Ukrainian.
Alina Ray now 90 meters gap. It stayed pretty constant over the last 500 meters or so between herself and Zinenko. The main pack has drifted back just a little bit from Zinenko. Wondering what Zinenko's got left in her legs. Zinenko close to her personal best at the moment of 31:55. That personal best came, as I said a little bit earlier, in this race in the European Championships final in Munich last August. And she actually finished in front of Ray on that occasion. But on this occasion, well, there's about 10 minutes more of running to go. Zinenko just checking where the chasing group are. But she's actually put even more distance between herself. It's about 110 meters now. So Zinenko just going through the line. So the chasing group isn't making any real effort to haul in Zinenko. Dietrich towing them again. Waldo and Stuartova showing. A couple of Turks in there as well. Gonan and Karasu. Distance back to Zinenko remaining pretty constant at around 90 meters. And the Italians just about to be overhauled and lapped by the main group. So 7 laps to go for Alina Ray.
Les 3 meilleurs chronos par nation sont additionnés pour obtenir le classement général final.
Less than 3 kilometers for Ray and Zinenko, both vastly experienced over this distance. Eva Dietrich now doing a fine job at the front. Dietrich, she's running close to her personal best in those German championships recently. Dietrich did run a personal best of 32:17. She's not far from that at the moment if she can just hold her form. It's still a big gap. Half the lap of this Stade Chesboeuf behind Alina Ray. Zinenko, well, she looks as though she's picked up the pace just a little bit. Very helpful, that dynamic leaderboard telling us that Zinenko's clawed back about 10 meters on Ray. Not much distance though between the chasing pack and the leaders. That's remained fairly constant. So Alina Ray doing a fantastic job up the front.
pilier ce groupe derrière, avec notamment 3 Espagnols, avec 2 Ukrainiennes, avec 2 Allemandes. Eh bien, ça fait le jeu tout simplement de l'équipe d'Allemagne qui est en train de placer.
She's still sticking to her task, Ray, metronomically churning out those laps at around 76 seconds. Zinenko
Yes, as we were saying, for the team standing, of course we keep an eye on the
fractionally
German
slower, but she's still doing a really good job.
Also on the Spanish team, who has 3 of the athletes in the chasing group.
These women on course for about 32.15.
Germany, Ukraine, Spain. 5 laps to go.
So Zinenko, about 80 metres back still. Zelina Ray enters the home straight.
Cette course, mais qui a faibli en termes d'allure.
Should say the back straight. Coming round the hammer cage.
Face au vent pendant plus de 5 km, aura eu raison de ses ambitions chronométriques.
Voilà, effectivement, tu as raison de le préciser. On est quasiment autour de.
So this group going through with 5 laps to go. 26.23 unofficially, starting to break up a little bit. I think that's the Spaniards. Spaniards have Ruiz and Naravet in there. One of the other Spaniards coming off the back. I think that was Laura Priego. 2 Turks having a good race. Gunan, best of 32.53. She's currently about 30 seconds inside that. Karasu 32.51, so the same analysis applies. So the 2 Turks are running 30 seconds inside their best at the moment. And they're just starting to eat into that advantage, that deficit behind Valeria Zinenko. And it has to be said, Zinenko's starting to look a little bit tired. Ray still ploughing away in front though, doing a fine job.
Mélanie Allier qui passe sur la ligne à son tour à 4 tours de l'arrivée pour l'équipe de France. Et toujours le cavalier seul d'Alina Ray qui se retourne pour jauger sa centaine de mètres d'avance sur.
Well, the pace now has just drifted outside 32 minutes over the last couple of laps as Ray has started to tire just a little bit. So just 3 laps to go for Alina Ray. 28.25 unofficially. So somewhere around 32.10 at the moment for Alina Ray, assuming that there's a bit of a speeding up over the last lap, although she won't need to clinch this competition. She has visibly slowed over the course of the last couple of laps. After looking on course for a sub 32 minute clocking, she's now at about 32.10. But nobody to challenge her with kilometre to go, 29.04.
Chercher une 3e place, Chloé Hervier qui a la Belge qui a véritablement relancé l'allure. Et maintenant, nouveau passage de Alina Ray.
Zinenko, well, with less than a kilometre to go, Zinenko's just running out of track. She's 75 metres behind. The women behind her are speeding up and closing down on Zinenko. But with 2 laps to go, well, Zinenko's got to make up most of a straight. Malero of Spain, we saw her on the start line, just about to get lapped. Herbiet having a good run behind Ray and Zinenko, leading the main group now. Dietrich's gone backwards, starting to struggle. Gonen having an excellent race, the Turk. So there's a chasing group of 4 now of Herbier, Waldu, Gonan and Maya. And then a little bit of a gap back to another group of athletes led by Carasu, with Ruiz in there as well, and Navarrete. But it's still Alina Ray. So she hears the bell, going through in 31 or 2 unofficially. So the winning time's going to be outside 32 minutes. About 32:15 we're looking at, I think. And Ray picking it up. Trying to finish with a flourish, the German. There's no doubt at all. Well, here's the battle for 3rd place going on at the moment. This is the battle for 3rd as they're coming down the back straight. But down the home straight, picking up and sprinting for home. It's Alina Ray. 2nd 12 months ago in Passé. Alina Ray is going to be the 2023 European 10,000 meter cup winner as she's chased home by Valeria Zinenko of Ukraine. Well, they were 7th and 8th in Munich. This time, they're 1st and 2nd. Reversal of the positions from 12 months ago. And Dominika Maya wins the sprint for bronze, really closing down on the leading pair over the course of that last lap. So 32:15:49 for Alina Ray, unofficially. Zinenko 32:23, I think it said on the scoreboard. She's happy. That's a return to form. Not her best race ever, but certainly a really good one. And I'm pretty sure with Dominika Maya coming through for 3rd place, just confirmation there of Eva Dietrich. Well, I think she finished about 8th.